conservatorship.
We're live.
I know.
But wait, what were you reading about?
I was reading about the Britney Spears conservatorship.
Like the custody battle with her dad?
It's not a custody battle. It's she wants out of her conservatorship.
Conservatorship?
Yeah.
What is that?
You don't know what that is?
Like, what's a conservative? Is it like
because
like she was so out of her mind she couldn't like maintain.
She has like no legal control over her finances, over her. This is crazy. Over her body.
Hold on. All right. Welcome back here. If you're just coming in, you're just joining a heated conversation about Britney Spears.
It's messed up. It's messed up.
Mute that. I do. Well, we do have a lot of backpacking things to talk about. What were you saying here?
So, okay.
First, what are we drinking?
Oh, we're drinking Yellowstone.
So this is a great store pick from the Liquor Barn down in Kentucky. So we're going to get this pouring. All right. Let's discuss the Britney Spears thing really quick.
Okay. So from the article that I read, and there's been a bunch of information that's come out because audio got leaked of a court case.
Okay.
She's going to court right now to get her. I believe she's trying. I don't know if she's trying to get out of the conservatorship or get her dad off.
Can you just do a quick Google on what the dictionary definition of this word is?
Well, so basically her life is owned by a trust.
Okay.
And there is a.
Do we need to call in the legal help for the third mic?
And so she can't do anything. Get this, she can only travel right now to Hawaii or Louisiana. That's the only outside of California. No, here's the messed up thing.
Okay.
This is so messed up. She's on forced birth control.
Wait.
Yes.
A minute.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah. And she has to
wait,
for a while
she's legally sterilized?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. She wants to have a child, but she's not legally allowed to.
Okay, how did this happen?
Her dad got it. I don't know. Like, she's had some. I mean, she's a child star. They have all those. She's had it rough.
I mean, she's being sterilized.
Yeah.
Against her will.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
This is real. I'm not kidding.
No, I don't doubt that you are telling the truth.
Yeah.
I want to peel back the layers of this onion a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe we'll just have to do a whole separate Britney Spears podcast.
Free Brit.
Do you think we could get her agent on the phone?
her agent. I don't know if she is allowed to have an agent, or is her agent have to be chosen by the trust? No, get this. So she refuses to work now because her income is.
Dude, this is so good.
I know her income's controlled by. There's her father. Her father is in charge of some part of her life, and then there's actually a firm that specializes in these that controls another part.
Free Britney.
I know it's
if you had a child kid star, I would totally lock that up. Like, would you? She's had a spell. When
she's also this is true. She's also forced medication and mandatory 3 times a week therapy.
Whoa.
She is legally forced to take lithium.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get her on the show.
I don't think she's legally allowed to. No.
Hey, Britney, what got you into backpacking?
No, it's I was watching some YouTube things where some lawyers, like every once in a while I watch these like lawyers break down things.
Oh, that would be cool.
And this attorney was breaking down why conservatorships exist for people who are like
super famous.
No, not super famous, like mentally incompetent, I think. And
I enjoy the people joining the chat now are like, what are we talking about? All right, here's the deal.
All right.
Right before, and we're going to talk about real things. Don't worry, I have a whole list of things to discuss.
The conservatorships are usually used for control of senior citizens.
Literally right before I clicked the stream button, Andy started telling me about this thing with Britney Spears.
No, it's
and it just sounded too weird. And then I clicked the stream button, but I still wanted to hear what this was about. So that's why we're talking about this Britney Spears conservatorship, where apparently she like doesn't legally own aspects of her like life and well-being, and she's forced to take birth control and antidepressants.
Yep. and forced to like see a therapist by choice of the.
But didn't she? This is I don't want to keep asking questions. Didn't she have to legally sign this?
No, it was. She didn't agree to it. Never.
Like I'm assuming she was over the age of 18 when this happened.
I don't know the history of it.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. So,
but it was like her father.
I knew she had a really weird controlling dad.
Yeah, and so she was I think over the last couple of years she's able to get her father like only to be able to control a certain portion, and then she's got a firm that controls the rest of it.
Dude, her dad must be loaded then.
He gets 1%.
Oh, interesting dynamic. So he's not in it for the money.
No, the money's a lot.
Well, he gets 1% though.
He gets he was getting 1% of her earnings. Like this is for years. So
so he's got a lot of money now. Yeah. I was like 1%. She's probably doing fine now, but she's not like. She's a resident show on the Vegas Strip.
Not anymore. She stopped doing it
because she wasn't getting paid.
No, because she didn't want her father to get paid.
I like it.
Yeah.
I will say though, if I had some child star that was like, I'll be like, yeah, we're signing all sorts of stuff. Like if you're like 8 years old and it's like some Justin Bieber stuff where you're like making bank, right? You kind of have to.
Well, yeah, but not to legally like control her life. Like
no, but you're taking control.
But like, hey, a third of the money goes here, a third of the money goes here.
No, I'm like, no, I raised you. I'm like either the agents are getting this money or I'm getting the money. Like, you have to protect them from like, shark agents and stuff.
Yeah, but then it's just like, yeah, sure. As a child star, I guess I can get behind it. But you know what?
Oh, here, sorry, I'm reading the comments.
It's her damn money.
She entered into this to be able to see her children. Okay,
yeah, because
was that the trade-off? Like, maybe. I'll sign this stuff and I get to see my kids. Yeah, I guess you kind of have to.
I don't know the history of it, but it's all coming out. Well, pieces of it are coming out right now because audio got leaked.
I didn't even know this was in the news.
Yeah, it just got leaked.
Yeah, go ask Allie. I know, right? She's probably watching. Once again, my wife is worthless when it comes to these sorts of legal questions. Her legal area of expertise is nothing that we've ever encountered on this podcast or in life in general. So she'd be like, oh, she's like, I don't do that. It's fair. She's like, I can't legally comment on that. It's true.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, Brittany, if you ever want to come on the podcast and tell your side of it, we'll Skype you in.
But you see all like over the years you've seen like all the hashtag Free Britney stuff, and now you're learning more about
this is why.
Yeah, you're learning more about how psycho it is.
Yeah, that is crazy. But now, in defense of this whole like legal thing she's in, she did go off the rails.
Yes.
Like years ago. I remember that.
Yeah, but shouldn't there be a process where like you get your shit together and then you can like...
You would think there'd be some stipulation in this legally binding thing she's in where it's like, hey, I got my shit together for a few years. I get my life back.
Alex was telling me today that apparently Amanda Bynes is in one too.
Really?
Yes.
All these like child stars. At least Britney's like somewhat famous still. Amanda Bynes. Nobody cares about Amanda Bynes anymore. Her 5 minutes of fame is up. All right. Okay.
Sounds awful.
Free Britney. I look forward to learning more about this. Maybe we'll do a whole podcast on it. Do we have like an agent? Do you have like someone we can come in and like the Britney podcast, we did the UFO podcast?
We'll get John to we'll get John to research it.
Dude, I was reading about some crazy outdoor conspiracy theories today, and I think we should do a whole show on them.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this thing in Russia in the late 50s?
What is it? I don't know.
All right. God, I can't pronounce the name. It starts with a D. It's called like the Datjuk Pass incidents, or it was in 1959. And we should just do a whole podcast on this with John or somebody.
John knows about it. John's also doing a bunch of stuff about DB Cooper right now, which would be cool to talk about.
So this story, and I'll just give you the highlight cliff notes. In the late 50s in Russia, a group of like very experienced people went out into the mountains to just do like an overnight camp. I think it was like 8 or 9 of them, and they think they know what happened, but basically what happened was they found all these people dead, and it's really weird.
Is that where they have the camera? They have
no cameras.
There was another similar incident, but it was in the winter.
This was in the winter.
Were they like skiing?
No,
Okay.
they were just camping and they just found them. I forget how far past. Yeah. It's in the chat. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And they were all dead, and they all, like, half of them died from like blunt force injuries. You know, half of them died from hypothermia. They're like their tents were like ripped open, and they don't know what happened. Dialogue passed and said, "No, I will say
no, because they recovered a camera. That's right. They recovered a camera. Hence why they have some of these pictures of.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, but not like a camera of the actual events.
No, because they had. I remember this.
Okay, yeah. So, although I will say they opened up a new investigation, and they're saying an avalanche. That kind of makes sense. Like if an avalanche was coming at night, and you heard it coming, you know, like you'd rip out of your tents, run in, and then if you got caught in the avalanche, you'd probably sustain some sort of like tissue damage, bone damage.
Yeah, it's blunt force.
Yeah. So that's what they're saying, but it's still a really weird story. Anyway, there's a whole host of outdoor related conspiracy theories, and I think we should do a whole show on it.
Yep.
In fact, we're going to.
Yeah.
Just decided.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. So, happy June, everybody. It's been a few weeks since we've done this. I was traveling, just busy stuff. You know, basically what has happened here, if you followed us on Instagram, we've been doing a lot of traveling. Lost a whole year of traveling because of COVID. So,
but not really.
I mean, kind of really.
You know what's funny? I was talking to somebody about this.
This is really good.
I traveled more. Not to like, I traveled.
That's because you could work from home, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I traveled more because I could do more remote work, but I flew more than I typically do. Well, no, because I had business travel.
But like, you didn't take a lot of personal trips during COVID, you know? Like you weren't going to Mexico for a week.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Hilton Head.
Yeah.
You guys did that before COVID. So anyway, we did a lot of personal travel the last like 2 months. I was in Mexico. You've been going up to Lake Erie. Andy just had his wedding anniversary. Congrats. It's fifth year wedding anniversary. Yeah. Congrats. Yeah. So we got all that stuff past us. Next month, actually, relatively soon, we're going to do 4 nights, 5 days in Colorado. We have a whole podcast on the planning of that trip. The plan is to mostly stick to that plan. We're going to basically do a segment of the Colorado Trail and then like scoop up and knock off 1 to 2 14ers on the way. So we got that going.
Yeah, it depends on how good a shape Bryce is in.
Bryce is coming on that. Bryce, he's not in here.
No.
Shout out to Bryce.
Yeah,
Bryce just did his first 100-mile ultra marathon last weekend, right?
Yeah,
the Mohican one.
25 hours. That's insane.
He got his Western States golden ticket, which is not a golden ticket. Sorry, he did not get a golden ticket. He is now in the lottery
for Western States.
Which
is going on right now.
Yeah. So that's pretty sweet. That would be a cool thing to do. So
yeah, I would go out there and like crew for him.
Yeah, I actually was reading last year when I was like, I should try and.
Do you have to qualify to crew?
No, you don't have to qualify to crew. If he does get into Western States, though, we definitely should do that. But just because you get in the lottery, it still takes people, 6 or 7 years to get into Western States. Assuming he doesn't do any more races in between now and then, which he probably will. The more races you qualify in, the higher, the more lottery tickets you get.
Oh, I didn't know how that worked.
And the more years you're on the lottery, the higher, like they make it so. I was like, Bryce, I just win one of these races, then you're into Western States. Like if you win any of these big ones.
Yeah.
Should we look up his time?
It was 25 hours. It was like 24 hours.
Do you know what place he came in?
It was good.
Really?
Yeah.
Like top 10 male?
No, not top 10, but it was.
Let's look up his results live. Just Google like Mohican 100 results. So if you don't know what we're talking about, the Western States Endurance Run, which is going on right now, literally as we speak right now, the winner's actually close to probably winning.
Is it Jim?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like the most famous ultra marathon in the United States, at least.
Do you know that they also, someone was saying this, and I didn't know this, but they also have like a pack horse endurance. And
did you know that's how it started?
I didn't, but they do this. They do the pack horse at the same time.
And the humans win.
And Jim Wolf's
Humans crush the horses.
Yeah. That's
That's a fun. No, the Western States
I didn't know that.
endurance
That's awesome.
run started as a horse racing event, and then they just had people running it. But now the runners are so fast that the top runners beat the horses. It's people on horses too. That kind of makes it.
24 minutes, 24 hours, 55 minutes.
Click for details. I want to see his place. So Bryce did 100 miles in 24 hours. What, 50?
25 hours.
25 hours, and he came in
244 out of 400, I think.
No, he came in 24th.
24th out of.
Now that's probably his age group and gender, so it might not be overall, but he is definitely in the fastest group.
Yeah.
Like males in their 30s are the fastest group. So 24th, very solid, Bryce. Good job.
They show like splits on here of like when he hit.
Yep. You can see when he starts to slow down.
Yeah.
Good job, Bryce.
Yeah,
Pace. So he kept about a 15-minute, 14:53. Yeah, right here. Yeah, he did it in 14:53, 100 miles. So 14:53 pace. So that's like that's what, like a 4 mile an hour?
Jeez.
4 to 5 mile an hour pace for 25 straight hours. And obviously he's stopping.
Yeah. Jason Wish needs to step it up.
I know. Well, he's not running, is he? He's doing his he's setting FDK's hiking.
It's a hybrid. This is kind of a hybrid too.
100 miles, you are not running the whole thing. Absolutely. So anyway, shout out to Bryce for doing that. Anyway, this is a great tangent. Bryce is coming to Colorado with us. It'll be Andy, me, Bryce, and our buddy Scott from Endeavor Brewing. Scott has graciously kind of taken the trip leader aspect of this because he's been out there. It's fantastic.
I love it when people just tell us where to go, what to
just
do.
Plan the logistics for us. Just tell me how much it's going to cost me and where I need to be at what time, and I'm there. And we're gonna shoot a food prep video. So something I actually was going to bring up. I'm doing food prep a little bit different with this trip. This is something I was going to tell you. I am going to make a conscious effort this trip to continually supplement with protein throughout the day. And everyone should be doing that.
Instead of carbs?
Both. Like, if you go out there for 5 days, like we're going to do, we're going to probably average burning 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day. And we'll be eating 3,000. So obviously backpacking, you're maintaining this like ridiculous caloric deficit. If you're not getting adequate protein in that deficit, you're just like hemorrhaging lean tissue. And I never do that. Like I'm going to, and this is what I mean. I'm going to, every day I'll be having protein bars, and then I'm probably going to bring powder in the little blender bottle metal thing and then shake it up in my coffee mug with the lid on it.
Or you could just put it in a water bottle.
Or do that, but I can't get the blender thing.
You don't need it in that. You don't need the blender in there.
But dude, it's worth like a gram to take that thing. It works so well.
Yeah.
I also thought about bringing my tiny little battery-powered immersion blender. I'm not going to, obviously.
We got to climb 14.
I know, I'm not. But anyway, we're going to do a whole food video for that trip. And that's something I'm going to go into in detail in the food video, is like my conscious strategy to keep protein levels as high as possible. And by as high as possible, I mean aiming for 150 grams of protein a day.
Well,
which is arguably not enough, honestly, but you can't just be crushing protein powder and drinks all day.
So I'm going to do that as well now that I think about it, because I can't lose muscle tissue there.
Right. And after 5 days.
Yeah.
Also, shout out, Andy's running the Columbus Full Marathon this year.
Yep.
You know what my new thing is now? You know what I did today? So my buddy Saunders, he's been waffling for like 2 years about doing the half with me, because the half and the full run the same route. So you know what I did today? I just signed his ass up. Surprise!
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm running between 14 and 15.
I'm going to shoot for that. I'm not going to run with you. No, I'm not in deer. You're in better shape than me running right now.
Yeah, but I got to like...
The name of the game, don't get injured.
No,
That's the name of the game.
So I'm going to do like 14 or 15 tomorrow, and then next weekend I'm going to take it down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 months.
I know. So I'm just gonna like
the really good thing about Columbus. So this gets into my next point, discussing the TRT plans, which have changed a little bit. We'll get into why, but before I get into why, that trip, so doing like a really hard backpacking trip the first week in September, the marathon is mid-October. It's like the perfect cross training to be doing, like as you're going into doing the bulk of your running. You just don't get injured while you're hiking.
the problem is that September I got to do 2 20-mile.
You do not have to do 220s. You don't do 18 and a 20 or 17 and a 20. You don't need to do 220s.
Okay.
You can. You're just going to risk
I mean,
injury.
Yeah. The plan that I'm following is 220s, but whatever.
You could change out that 20 for 5 days of straight backpacking.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got the Colorado thing coming up very soon. And then, end of August, early September, we are still doing the Tahoe Rim Trail. Huge caveat though. I can only do half of it. So what happened was I switched jobs as like most people during coming out of COVID. I didn't switch career fields or anything. I just switched employers. And because I'm joining an employer halfway through, I don't have as much vacation. So it was either do 2 weeks on the Tahoe Rim Trail or do a week in Colorado and a week in Tahoe. And that's an easy pick for me. Yeah. So I don't know what half of the Tahoe Rim Trail we'll do. We'll try and figure that out. But we're only gonna be able to do like 6 or 7 days. So actually, to be quite honest with you, we'll be able to do more than half of it. But we're not gonna be doing the whole thing this year. Things change. Life changes. I'm just glad to be able to do some of it. But yeah, not going to do 2 weeks in Tahoe, going to do a week in Colorado and a week in Tahoe. So I think that's a fair compromise.
Some people are saying this is a good idea. For protein on the trail, bro, you just take a small Nalgene.
Of protein powder?
No, the small Nalgene that's like this big.
To use it. But don't you think my idea of using the coffee mug with the lid and the blender bottle will work?
That's gonna go all over the place.
I know, you got to be real. You got to. Don't you think if you hold it like this?
Okay.
That's a good idea though. So do they make super small Nalgenes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be heavier.
I want to tell you about.
You're right. I've seen those little ones. Yeah.
I want to tell you about a cool coffee find I had.
Let's hear it.
So Trader Joe's now makes a iced coffee.
Trying to find my coasters.
Trader Joe makes a cold brew powder.
Really?
It's delicious.
You've had it?
Yeah, I bought it.
How does it work?
You put a cup. You add a couple scoops to water and shake. It's really good.
So, how is it different than instant coffee?
It's cold brew.
I mean, you could do this with instant coffee, right?
Yeah, I guess. I think this tastes better though.
And is Starbucks the only one that's making this?
No, Trader Joe's.
Sorry, does it have the other typical Trader Joe's stuff in it?
I've never seen. I think it's. This might not be real science, but maybe it's more soluble in cold water.
No, that makes total sense. Yeah. Okay, so it was good.
Hey,
are you bringing that?
I don't know. It's delicious.
See, I don't mind.
I put it in the blender bottle.
I don't mind hot coffee even in the summer. No.
I wasn't saying it's going to replace hot coffee.
You were going to bring it as well. Yeah, I know.
By the way, I bought a bunch of instant Black Rifle. I got a bunch for you.
Yeah, I'm out of instant coffee.
I'll give you a bunch.
I've never been out of instant coffee before.
I got like 20 of them for you.
Yeah, I want to know. The coffee loadout for Colorado Trail will be fun to do. That'll be something interesting. But yeah, we'll do a whole video on that. We'll do some other videos about Colorado, but we will be out there for 5 days, so it'll be a legit trip. So we'll have that in July, and then end of August, early September.
Brittany Collins says Starbucks has a version too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's no way Starbucks is letting Trader Joe's get the jump on them with the cold brew.
No, I've seen like little packets that you put in. But I've never seen like the actual instant version before.
All right, next idea. We take a Nalgene, we bring the cold brew packets, and we just have cold brew like being brewed all day.
Yeah.
Like in our packs, because it's like jumping around, So we have like the cold brew Nalgene. We could bring the carafe. Hey.
Hey, well.
Hey, I'm curious to try this instant cold brew.
It's good. It's real good.
That's pretty cool. All right. I have a few stories to share. I don't know if we're there yet in the podcast.
Sure. There's no there. It's just.
That's whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go straight to the bear attacks?
God, the bear attacks have been bad lately.
Did you hear about the one last week?
I think so. I've heard about a few.
Okay.
The one in the hammock?
Yep. And I am...
They survived, but they went and killed the bear.
All right. Okay, so what happened? This story came out June 18th. So, yeah, 8 days ago. A 16-year-old female was in a hammock, attacked by a black bear, had to be airlifted by the National Guard, actually, to a hospital. Mm-hmm. Do you know where this occurred?
Was it the Smokies?
The second site we stayed at the Smokies.
That's what I thought.
Site 29.
Wow.
I texted Bryce. So whenever I see a bear attack in the Smokies, I'm like, here we go again. And I immediately texted Bryce the article. I should pull it up. If you just Google Smokies bear attack, it came out like last week. Why are you on the CNOC Outdoors website?
Somebody
right
made
now?
a good suggestion about for your cold brew about.
Oh, we could use a CNOC thing
like a collapsible
for cold brew.
Yeah, or anything.
It's not a bad idea, actually. That's not a bad idea. I love the ideas. Keep them coming. So anyway, wait. Oh,
Kern collapsible cups.
CNOC has a great collapsible cup. Okay, this could be a good idea. Well, Andy,
yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, Kern collapsible cup. Let's
Yeah.
check that out. That's cheap too. $13.
How much do they weigh?
11 grams. Heyo, that's pretty good.
Is that lighter than my plastic cup? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, all right. We got to check out these cups. Anyway, whenever there's a bear attack in Tennessee, I'm like, all right, got to be in the Smokies. So I went to read about it, and every time there's a bear attack in the Smokies, I text Bryce and I go, hey, Bryce, was this where we were? We should pull up the video. So if you go to our Smokies trip we did with Dan Becker and Bryce in December, the second site we stayed at, site 29, is where this attack occurred. Also,
That was a nice sight.
not the first time a person has been ripped out of their hammock by a black bear in the Smokies, might I add, which is also scary. I mean, I feel like it's 10 times scarier thinking about it in a hammock. Don't you? Because in the hammock, I mean, the bear can get in a tent. At least you've got, I mean, they'll rip through the walls super fast, but at least you've got some space between your face and the bear. Dude, in a hammock, I mean, you can have a bear could just go right up to you and it's ripping you out of there with its mouth, by the way. That's a key point to know here. Like, it's not grabbing you and taking you out of the hammock. It's biting you and ripping you out of the hammock. Now, I should say the good news, this woman, this woman, she's 16, is going to be fine. I mean, she had to be airlifted to the hospital. So the article did not go into the severity of the injuries.
Well, I mean, like where would you airlift them from there?
She went to UT, Tennessee.
No. I mean, like, because I know that site. You're like,
they probably do something where the winch cable comes down with the stretcher, right? Unfortunately, they're probably well versed about taking people out from bear attacks from there. They probably, right? Like what you see with like the Navy people in the water, they probably send the winch down with the backboard and bring them out. The interesting thing is, though, the article did not say when the attack occurred. And I'm assuming it happened at night because she was in the hammock, but they airlifted her out at 9 a.m. I was like, that's interesting.
Well, maybe I don't know. But,
because like, okay, so
I don't want to play the, I don't want to.
Maybe they're like, maybe it's not that they don't think it's that bad in the morning. Like, oh crap, she needs to go to the hospital. But you would think, or maybe they had to send. Maybe we got cell service at that site though.
So, question: I don't want to do the whole victim blaming thing, but was there a reason, like specifically, like food related?
They don't talk about it.
Okay.
All Bryce said was, "I'm glad I hung my food that night." No, the article did not say that, and I would think that site has bear hanging devices readily there, I would think they're probably being fine about their food, but it doesn't say. The article was pretty vague. Obviously they killed the bear.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I mean, you got to though. I mean, you gotta kill that thing.
I wonder if they eat the bear.
You think?
Trash bears.
Like that's not a terrible point though.
Like, what do they do with it?
It didn't say.
They probably destroy it.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Do they burn it?
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
We got a bear burn.
What do they do? No,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a real question though. What do they do? Like these ones that they have to euthanize, like what do they do with them?
What is it a crazy idea to just let like coyotes or other bears eat them? You probably wouldn't do that though.
You wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to draw things to it. This is a great question. And then depending on how they euthanize it, well, they just shoot it. That's what am I talking about? They don't trank it or anything.
So people in the chat are being very helpful. So Rotor Medic Vance says press release said food was properly stored.
Okay.
The article has statements from the Rangers vouching for the family. Local news. So this is ATOD saying local news said they did all the preparations correctly.
Okay, that's good.
Jeez.
Oh, but that's scarier.
Yeah, that's worse. You always want to have like something that you can blame so that you can feel better.
And meanwhile, old Bryce is literally sleeping with his food bag. That's going to make you think twice about doing that.
But were they hibernating when we were there?
Listen, that's technically we were there in the winter, so you could say yes, but the idea that all bears hibernate is a myth. Not all bears hibernate. Now, we were there, it was freezing cold probably, but not all bears hibernate. But it does make you think twice about.
Mike K said landfill.
That's probably right.
Yeah.
But then you got to think if it's a big bear and it's somewhere hard, they're not going to extract it, right?
I don't know.
Like, did they shoot? I mean, they shoot it, right?
Yeah.
Like they probably like. Did they like? How do they do it? Like in a helicopter or like? Do they just like send in Bubba with like a high-powered rifle?
I don't know. I imagine it's the Rangers.
And then
how do they track it down though? That's
so
will they bait it?
So true story. In the article, they talk about the family identified the bear. Which first off,
how did they do that?
I have so many questions about how this went down. Like so.
Oh wait, flight out during daylight to winch area between two ridges.
So that means so maybe they notified search and rescue at night, and search and rescue's like, hey, if it's not life threatening, like we can't get to you till the morning. I mean, that site, you're 5 miles from the car.
Yeah.
So it's all downhill. It's all downhill. And if it's something where it's life threatening and you're not suspecting like a spinal cord injury, I mean, you're carrying them out. I mean, you could get to the car in 2 hours if you were busting it. So you got to think, in my head, I'm like, okay, they probably assess the situation at night and we're like, hey, we can wait. But then it's like, they had to be life flighted out. It couldn't have been that, like it had to be somewhat serious, right?
If they're life flighting, there's probably.
So then why did they wait till the morning? I would think search and rescue would be equipped to do this sort of thing at night.
Well, maybe safety.
Maybe they couldn't get them to the extraction place at night. You bring up a valid point.
Well, the helicopter. They probably, but okay, so like once they get you to the road, let's say they hiked you out to the road where like a vehicle can pick you up.
But then you would have a vehicle come pick them up. You wouldn't have a helicopter.
Yeah, but maybe they wanted to get her to a hospital quicker.
That's a fair point. That's a great point. But then why wouldn't have they life flighted him out at night or hiked him back to the car at night?
Oh yeah, Brian. Okay, so Brian Jakura in the chat said, I believe they tested the bear afterward and found human blood. That's true.
Oh, but they're not doing that until after they kill it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, there's bear.
All right, we're just gonna double check now. No, the article did say the people identified the bear, and I think they also said that the Park Service, they found multiple bears in that area, and I guess the family identified the one, and then they just kill it. I still have questions. I'm very happy that this girl is okay.
Yes, oh God.
She was treated for injuries, but I don't think it's like it's obviously serious, but I don't think it's like.
You know what's crazy though? Like I remember when we were going to that trip, we were debating bear spray.
We absolutely were debating bear spray.
And I didn't take mine.
Neither of us took it, and I'm definitely bringing bear spray.
That's changing from now on.
Are you bringing bear spray to Colorado?
I don't know. I can't fly with it. I'd have to buy it out there.
I will definitely be bringing bear spray to the Tahoe Rim Trail.
Yeah.
I did it last time I was there.
There was a bear attack in Tahoe. Somebody said that in here.
Really?
Yeah, somebody said that.
So if you think there's a lot of bears in the Smoky Mountains out there in that Tahoe area, there are so many, and they're black bears primarily. But I mean, where we live in the Midwest, when we think of human black bear interaction, we think of the Smoky Mountains. But in that Lake Tahoe area, I mean, a lot of people live in Lake Tahoe. And you got bears, I mean, no joke, and you can Google it. It's hilarious. You got bears going into convenience store gas stations and eating stuff out of there. You got bears in people's pools. I mean, you got you don't see that sort of thing in the Midwest. But in Tahoe, you got freaking black bears ever. And to just make it way worse, dude, the black bears in Tahoe are big. Like they're not like the black bears in the Smokies. The ones you generally see are not like super big. They're still big enough to like do some damage. But the bears, dude, have you seen those Tahoe bears? They're big. Mm-hmm. They're real big.
Oh, somebody COAROAS says you can fly with bear spray. I've done it at least a dozen times.
Really?
Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks.
Thanks. I'm always on. God help you if that goes off in your luggage. You're triple bagging that thing.
Well, I'm putting it in like a tube, like a.
Now, can you fly with canister fuel? Probably not.
I don't know.
It's super like flammable. Okay, I didn't know that. I always whenever we have to go somewhere that requires bear spray, I mean, I've only done it once. You just buy one out there and then leave it at the trailhead. And I hate doing that because it is littering. So like last time we left it with our sister. But you do see people leave it like at the trailhead marker. So at least like instead of throwing it away, someone can use it. But that's good to know you can fly with it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's awesome. The bears in Yosemite are cinnamon.
Yeah. Because you see them and they look like brown bear, like coastal brown bear, but they're actually just really light colored black bear. Yeah, and that's very true. Even the ones in California, the black bears in California, you see they call them cinnamon black bears. They're just brown bears. They don't really I guess cinnamon's brown.
No canister fuel. Yes to Esbit.
Oh, interesting. Esbit's still super flammable. Kind of makes sense. Canister fuel is pressurized, I guess, and planes they F with the pressurization depending on where it is. Like if it's not gonna. I wonder if you could carry it on.
Carry on the bear spray.
No, I mean the canister fuel.
I
guess you can't do any of it. That's good to know. But you can. Can you pack? I guess you can pack alcohol fuel with you, right? The heat. Can you?
I don't know.
I would love it if people know this and put it in the chat. I mean, luckily for our 2 trips, we don't have to worry about that. We'll just pick it up when we get out there. But it would be nice to know if you can do something like that.
Nicholas is in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, next bear-related thing. And I want to see if I can do this from... Oh, wait. If I can do this from my...
I'm getting too old. I can't see that stuff anymore.
You can see the cursor right there,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it when it goes up there, right? Okay, so check this out. I want to see if I can play this from here. I can. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. Some of you may have seen this. You've probably seen this.
Oh,
right?
yeah, where the girl sucker punches.
Yeah, so this is in, we'll watch it here. This is in Utah. There's a bear.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
So I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. That is a cinnamon black bear.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Look at this woman. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Balls of steel. Balls of steel. Okay.
It messed up her finger.
No crap.
Yeah, I know. There's a...
Well, first, okay, did you see this? Did you see it take a swipe at the dog?
Yeah. I watched an interview with this lady.
I was like, look at, so first off, like right, I think it's right there. Did you see that? Like, I'm surprised that dog, right there. I'm surprised that dog, maybe it was unscathed. You see how fast that bear attacked that dog with the swipe?
Yeah.
So fast. I think, does it do it again? Yeah, look at that. I mean, they're so, sorry, I just want to watch this again. Like, they're so, look at, oh, that one wasn't, that is so freaking fast. So my question was, first off, okay, You have a dog now. Pretty cute dog.
Yep.
Are you doing that?
Dang.
That dog's dead.
I don't know. I might punch the bear.
Would you advise someone to do that?
No, and they interviewed the girl, and she's like, that was the dumbest thing ever.
When I saw this, first off, I'm like, mad props to this woman. I assume, I've never been in a situation like this, but I assume in this situation, like your decision-making is so fast and like you're just instinctual, and this woman just saw her dogs being attacked and you just go after it. So I get that.
See, our dog, if a bear swiped at it, she'd just
dead.
She'd either be dead or she'd run away and cowl.
Yeah, so a couple of things. I didn't think about that aspect. It was very interesting to me that these dogs had no fear of this bear.
I know, that's weird.
And the other thing that is worth mentioning, as you can see in the video, the bear is a mama bear with cubs, which, as most people know, is like literally the most dangerous bear-related situation you can put yourself in. I'm trying to think what I would do in this situation.
I don't know.
Certainly if it was like your child, you're going out there.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
There's an attachment to dogs.
I know. But I feel like your dog's just a goner. No, which is not the case here.
No.
The other thing is like the bear is on that precipice, right? So in your mind, you're probably thinking, I got a good shot at pushing him. Like if that bear is on the ground.
I don't think I'm confronting. I don't think I'm running up and punching the bear, but I think I'm going to the safe. I think I'm going to grab it.
No, there's no way you're going to be fast enough.
Well, fast enough for what?
To go get a firearm, go out there, take care of the bear in the time frame to save the dog.
Yeah, I don't know about the
You
dog.
got like 5 seconds.
I don't think
a bear is eating your puppy in 2 seconds.
I'm punching the bear.
You're going out there.
Yeah.
You're going out there.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I'm going after the bear.
And then you think, okay, we have this discussion. What's your strategy? Now, this woman... obviously correct strategy. She knows the bear is on the precipice of this ledge, and it's not going to take a ton of force to push it off the other side.
Hold on a second. I don't think
I like how we diagnose these events on the podcast now.
I'm sorry, but like she is not thinking about that. She's not thinking about like, oh, the bear is in a weak position right now.
No, you're probably right.
She's like, get the F off of my dogs.
Yeah, right. No, I agree with that. But I'm saying she's somewhat lucky in that she had a pretty easy way to track this bear. If that wall is not there and those bears are just hanging out, the dogs are dead and the woman's dead. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm grabbing a lawn chair.
So that's another great question. Now, did we see anything in this? Did we see anything?
I don't see.
This is in Utah, by the way.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this came out like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
This is why damn dogs.
So
damn dogs.
So first off, you bring up a good point. Obviously, well, not obviously, if most people know, the biggest factor in human bear interactions, while hiking at least, is off leash dogs, which makes total sense. I don't know. I don't know why these dogs. I guess they're just territorial. Why they're going after this bear,
defending their yard.
I mean, clearly this bear. This is not a small bear.
No,
that was a big bear. I mean, way bigger than that dog. And like, I guess just defending the territory. I don't know what I would do. I mean, clearly you're going out there. Yeah, you're going out there.
Yeah,
but are you taking the time to grab something?
I'm gonna grab whatever I can find. I guess you're right. I don't have time to go to the.
You do not have the time, but maybe if you have a house gun that's located close to the door, are you doing that? Okay, next question.
I mean, of course, if I had a house gun, I'm grabbing it.
Are you?
Yeah, but I don't have it.
No, I know. Let's say you're carrying. Let's say you have a gun on you. Are you drawn and firing?
I don't.
And you're like, there's a house right there.
No, I think I'm putting a round in the sand.
That's probably the best thing. Scare it off.
But like this is all us talking about like reviewing a video.
Well,
like,
it's a podcast. Yeah, we can.
I think I'm putting a round in the sand. And then
you're not, dude. You're shooting that bear.
I don't know.
You got 5 seconds to react.
Okay, if the bear had the dog.
This is the situation. You see your dog going out after the bear. You know the bear is going to F up your dog. But you've got this woman. Well, should we count?
Well, hold on a second. In this situation, the bear swiped at the dog. But if the bear was holding the dog or like was actively, I'm shooting the bear for sure.
All right, hold on. Let's see how much time this woman has to react. So, okay, you got to bear with us, people. The cursor is the cursor is super small. All right, ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, see, the bear's
5,
just swiping at the dog.
6.
I think I'm putting
7. You got 7. Dude, I could watch this 100 times.
But did you see how once the dogs encountered the bear,
look at the dogs just running away.
they ran away, but then they ran away, which is perfect.
What? So why is the person going out there? I didn't realize that.
She thought her dogs were in danger.
No, but all the dogs run away, right?
But then
Oh no, there's still a little one out there. You can't see it because of this thing. There is a little one there to the left. Yeah. See the bear. I love diagnosing this like it's a play on Monday Night Football.
There's a great meat eater video that just got put out about firearms versus bear spray.
What's the synopsis?
Take both.
That is a cop-out answer, though.
I know it is.
When are you ever? Yeah. Okay, so let's diagnose that logic. And do you know any more about why they said that?
No, it's just
because that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's because the video was sponsored by Taurus.
Oh, it was sponsored by a gun manufacturer. Okay. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because if I have both at the ready, maybe the logic is you use the bear spray first, and if that doesn't work, you use the gun. But I'm grabbing the gun.
Well, I don't know.
Then I think to myself, let's say.
But one of the points that's so interesting, it's a great video, and they interview this one guy who had a viral video who got attacked by a bear and he survived, and he's taking video of himself.
I've seen that one. He's like mauled. Yeah.
So they're talking to him.
That's a great story, by the way.
Yeah. But the whole point of it is that whether it's gun or bear spray, the attacks happen so quickly that like you better know how to get to your stuff.
I totally agree with that. And I can't even fathom, like, how fast do you think you need to be? 5 seconds?
It's like 3 seconds.
Because you see how fast they move.
Yeah.
I mean, when you always hear this stuff, and you're like, oh, I think this is BS. When you're like, oh, like a bear can run as fast as like Usain Bolt, and you're like, oh, that's nonsense. And then then you see them, and you're like we saw one run away from us, and like they're just so like because they run on all fours, like their stride is so long, and like uphill or downhill doesn't matter to them. Like, okay, I can see how you have like 3 to 5 seconds to react.
Yeah, I think regardless of bear spray or gun, I think it's the reaction time, and they had like they had a can of pepper spray without the pepper in it.
Okay,
so it's like pressurized, whatever. Yeah. And they had like a bear silhouette on like a remote control,
just coming at you.
Yeah,
and that's cool.
And you have to turn around and like missed it every time.
I've thought about doing that, like going out to some land and us taking our packs and just practicing. Yeah. Like just how quick can you get it out? Because I'll carry it right here in the light AF.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably where you'd carry it. Like how quick, but you don't have the fear. You don't have the fear aspect in that, and like stuff's like you're just not gonna react as well in a fear-based situation than when training. So there's like that aspect, and I don't know.
I don't know. I like.
Do you think more about a bear attack being in a hammock now? Hearing these stories. Because, okay, here's what I will say. If an aggressive bear is entering a camp and it sees multiple targets, it's going for the hammock.
Why do you think, wouldn't it be going based off of smell?
I think it would still go in the hammock.
Why hammock versus a tent? Like you're saying just solely based on the shelter type?
Correct. I am.
Why?
I will say in a tent, first off, you don't have netting surrounding you on all four sides. You got to think that's going to at least help keep in the odor.
So easier access, I would agree.
Right.
But I still think you're saying from an odor perspective.
I don't know if it's odor. I'm just saying if I'm a bear and I'm entering camp and I want to F somebody up, I'm going to see a person in a hammock. I'm going to see that entity in there versus in a tent.
Yeah.
It's just, they're probably seeing a tent and associating it with people because these are Smoky Mountains bears.
So you're talking about like the freak territorial bear that wants to just.
I'm just saying if you're going into a camp and you're planning to hurt somebody, you're going to, the person in the hammock is the easiest target because like you can see them.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably smell them easier. I'd like to know what hammock she was in. Did she have a tarp down? I'd like to know all these things.
I know, I would too.
Did the bear like get through the tarp?
I don't know. That's
so many questions.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that this happened at the site we stayed at. And you know what? Should we bring it up?
But okay, now these statistics.
Oh God, I can't see anything.
These statistics won't make sense, but there has been way more bear attacks on tents than there are hammocks, but that's because there's way more usage of tents.
Yeah, that's a very skewed statistic.
Yep.
I want to show everybody this site. Okay. All right. Can you see the thumbnail? Right there. I'm going to show you all. I'll bring it up on the screen.
This is a great trip.
Yeah, this is a great trip. I'm just going to show you all the site. This is the first night. Just let me scrub through it. I'm not going to, you guys don't need to see this. So this is, if you're just curious, this is site, now
29.
Yeah. This will be kind of tough to discern because this is in the winter when we did this trip. But this is Smokey's, site 29.
Oh, somebody's,
How he got ahead of us. Well, we are there.
So here, it's really hard to discern. Whoa. Oh, it's my own fault for putting an ad in right here. So you can kind of see, it's really hard to see. So it's basically like it's not a very wide open site.
no, it's skinny. There's
It's skinny and narrow. And so what you're seeing here is, this is basically where all the tents are. And up to the left, I don't have a shot of it. Up to the left, these are where the bear food hanging things are.
cables.
Yeah, this is us seeing Dan. I just wanted, you could just see us. Okay, it's in the snow. I get it's really hard to discern what this is, but there's a river right here. There's a gully right here, and it's probably what? It's narrow.
Like 25, 30 feet.
20, I was going to say 20 to 30 feet across right here. And the bear, the other thing is you got to assume the bear is probably entering from the trail. Would you make that assumption?
No, I think it would actually be coming down the hill.
You think it's coming from here? So there's a trail up here. The main trail access is behind the camera. It's right here. So we're walking from the trail into the site, and the site opens up down here. And there's just stuff right here. And there's a creek right here. So you think they're coming from up here?
I have no
They're not
idea.
coming from here.
I don't know.
I always assume bears take the trail.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. You're probably right about that.
This is just worthless to show people. It just looks like snow.
Somebody, hold on. Rotor Medic Vance said that a bear destroyed a duplex weeks before in the Smokies.
What? House? A human built house?
No, I think a Z.
Oh, a Z-Pax duplex. Dude, a bear would, I don't know why I thought like a house, a duplex, like a house. A bear would go through Dyneema like a hot knife through butter, dude.
Yeah, at least it's ripstop. Can you imagine?
The duplex isn't ripstop.
Yeah, Dyneema's ripstop.
I thought ripstop and Dyneema were two different things.
Well, ripstop is a function.
I thought there's a
It's
fabric
like-
called
it's-
ripstop.
Well, no, you have a ripstop, which is like a grid. So, like, if it gets ripped,
Well, it's not bear proof.
no, it's definitely not bear.
Dyneema, if you thought it was. Now, I want to know more about that. Was someone in the duplex? Why was a bear attacking a duplex? Did they leave food in there? Was it Bryce? If you don't know what we're talking about,
Hey,
on the same trip, the
if
night
it-
before, Bryce slept with his food bag.
If it was a duplex and it's around, a month ago or whatever, those are through hikers.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. I didn't think this woman who got attacked could have been a thru hiker. I know she was with her family. Most likely not. So, long story short, are you still worried about in a hammock versus a tent?
Sure. I'm scared. Yeah.
But like I'm saying, if you were to sleep in a tent, would you feel better about it?
No, not at all.
Really? I
No.
do. It's just like a weird thing.
No.
At least I have like 2 feet.
I must say though, like,
At least, that's great though, because if you're in the hammock and I'm in the tent, at least they're going to you first.
like
We'll give you the bear spray.
It just gets caught on the bug netting.
I'm always curious,
At least
because
when
like
they-
I always sleep in a hammock with my head like right at the bug netting, and like one time I woke up in River Gorge and David Gray's dog was right in my face and scared the living crap out of me, and I'm like, well, a bear could just do there and just grab my face.
So the Z-Packs, as people are talking about this, okay, so somebody needs to tell us about this Z-Packs duplex situation.
Go give it a quick Google there.
Okay.
Google just Google Z-Packs duplex bear attack and see what comes up. I'll be hilarious if a news article comes up because like the headline of the article was go to news. No, nothing comes up. Yeah, I would be curious to hear this story. I would, I feel like it'd have to be a thru hiker if it was someone using a duplex in the Smokies.
Weekend warriors like us.
Duplex is a great tent.
Yeah.
Not bear proof. Not bear proof.
They should make a tent out of the stuff that they make those bags out of. Like a...
Oh, the...
yeah.
Dude, it'd be so heavy.
It'd weigh like 30 pounds.
So Andy's talking about you can get those Ursacks that are made out of Kevlar. Dude, not a terrible idea. If you're going to a Fognac Island.
That's what the...
it's got to be lighter than those electrified fences they carry.
That's what Grizzly Man should have had.
That guy. Oh my God. All right. Okay.
A lot of good chat in the going on about best caliber in the chat. Right
I would
now.
like to know the answer to that. What is the best bear caliber?
I don't know.
With the biggest one?
Yeah.
A deer slug?
Smith and Wesson 500. I see 10 millimeter. I see.
Oh, a lot of gun chat. All right. All right. Cool. All right. Another thing I wanted to bring up, because we talked about it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I have an ad blocker. Deal with it. Wait. Oh, yep. I want to bring this up because of the last podcast last week. The UFO report got released.
Yeah, I haven't read in depth, but I read bullet points on
Here's
it.
all you need to know.
It's like 143 unexplained sightings or something.
144 unexplained sightings by the military over the course of 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dozen a year.
I think I saw a bullet point and this is obvious, that said like nothing to say like alien life.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's aliens. I didn't like how they said they know for a fact it's not some other country's technology. You don't know. You don't know that. I just thought the sheer volume, I know we're not going to talk about UFOs, but the sheer volume, this is 144 just ones they're disclosing. You obviously know the super cool ones they're not going to disclose, even if it needs to be.
Yeah.
144
Or
sightings by the military.
It'll be on the report. It'll just be all redacted.
That's not like 5.
Yeah.
That's not even like 50. That's 144 that have been disclosed by pilots. So you know there's way more that pilots didn't talk about.
Yeah.
When I saw that number, I was a little bit, I thought they'd be like 10. Like 10 really good ones, like the ones we talked about on the last podcast. 144.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. And nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. All right. I wanted to talk more about hiking on this podcast than we did, but that's okay. We talked a lot about Britney Spears there at the beginning.
Hashtag free Britney.
We talked a lot about bear attacks. We'll be back next week. We got some guests coming on.
Yeah.
Andy and I like to sprinkle in these just, we like just us ones, kind of fun, interact with you guys. Yeah. And, when we have guests on, we kind of ignore the chat. I don't really love that, but good times. I did want to actually, another thing I wanted to bring up, because we really started doing this, like just you and me live stuff when COVID happened. Mm-hmm. And I know I went out to dinner last night.
We went out to dinner too.
COVID's gone.
COVID ended like 3 weeks ago.
I mean, and I don't disagree with any of this. No masks, no. One thing that has stuck around that I like, no menus. I like it. I don't need a menu. I got my phone. They obviously were like, if you'd like a paper menu, you can have one. I was like, oh no, I got my phone. I don't care.
Last night we got the classic menu.
Like you got a physical menu? Mm-hmm. Where'd you go? You can say where you went.
Yeah, we went to Top Steakhouse.
Oh, okay. You went to a fancy place. Yeah, if you go to a fancy steakhouse, they're not going to be like, all right, whip out your smartphone.
Yeah.
But I like it.
And they had
it's less things I need to deal with at the table.
They have a fine bourbon selection.
What'd you get?
I got some antique.
Was that the best one they had?
No, they had some nice stuff there.
What was the nicest one they had? I'm always curious.
Oh, they had some.
They had Bland's?
No. They had the nicest stuff they had. They had some like really fine, expensive cognacs and some really expensive scotches, but I don't know.
How much was the antique pour? 15? Yeah, that's not terrible.
But you know what's crazy?
To give you a good pour.
Yeah. I was at we had a work happy hour a few weeks ago, and the place we went to had Blanton's, and it was $8 a pour.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Where was this?
It was at the Winking Lizard.
They have Blanton's at the Winking Lizard for $8?
Yeah, they have a whiskey room.
You should just go and get like 10 $8 pours and just fill a bottle up.
But I mean, if you think about it, it's a $50 bottle. So
I would pay $80 for a bottle of Blanton's.
Really?
Do you think there's 10 pours? I would. I would go up to $100 for Blanton's.
Really?
Blanton's is worth $75 to $100.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very good.
I've got a bottle and a half. You got your bottle.
I have a bottle. I know. Okay. All right, folks. We'll be back next week. Will we be back next Friday?
Is there anything going on next Friday?
I think we'll be back next Friday.
No, we can't next
No.
Friday.
Well, late night on Friday. Maybe we'll do a Thursday. Because next weekend's the 4th of July. Busy weekend.
We have stuff going on Friday.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back next week at some point. We got guests lined up. We got some special people. We're going to get some. Well, I'm not going to give it away.
Yep.
I'm not going to give it away.
You just, yeah.
You got to pay attention.
Yep.
Get on the Instagram. We usually announce who we're bringing on the Instagram.
Yep.
All right. It's a Saturday. Thank you all for watching. We have a decent amount of people. A lot of people talked.
Yeah.
Good comments. Anything else?
No. I'm loving this. I'm loving how everything's opening up again. So
Yeah, it's good. It was nice to go to a restaurant, and I didn't have a mask. My mask was in the car, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot my mask. I'm like, I don't need a mask anymore. All right. This is why we put up with this nonsense. Like, this is why I got vaccinated.
Yeah.
I don't need a mask.
Yeah.
Right.